All right, before we get in this message, I got a couple funnies for you. It says, a young lady says, I've gotten a lot more social these passing of the years. Some might even call me a frivolous old gal. I'm seeing 5 gentlemen every day. As soon as I wake up, Sir Willpower get me out of bed. Then I go see John. And then Sir Charlie Horse comes along. And when he's here, he takes up a lot of my time and attention. When he leaves, arthritis comes, shows up and stays the rest of the day. He doesn't like to stay in one place. He takes me from joint to joint. And after such a busy day, I'm really tired, and so I go to bed with Sir Ben Gay. What a life I have. Okay, and another little one for you. A kindergartner teacher was observing her classroom as the children drew their pictures. The teacher would occasionally walk around and see each child's artwork. And she approached one little girl who was working especially hard, and she asked, what was she drawing? And the little girl said, I'm drawing God. And she said, but sweetie, the teacher replied, no one actually knows what God looks like. And without skipping a beat, she said, they will in a minute. The spirit within is our gift. And then chapter 4, soul. And then we're also embarking on a 40-day prosperity awakening. And I'll get into that. And Daisha has made some pamphlets and some books, a journal for you to keep up with in those 40 days. So we're going to start today for those that want to participate. And then we'll end January the 9th. And then I look forward to all of your good news going into the year. And we're starting it off together, and then it's five weeks this month, so our Dr. Ronnie will end the year with giving us a message. And this, the 40-Day Prosperity is by John Randolph Price, and it's a book that has 10 sayings, 10 affirmations that we go over 4 times, so that's where your 40 days come from. And normally when we hear prosperity or abundance, we normally think money, things, stuff. But I would like for us to broaden our understanding and awareness of what true prosperity is. In 1 Chronicles 29, 11 through 13, it says, your God is the greatness, the power, the glory, the victory, and the majesty. For all that is in heaven and in earth is ours already. So we have the most precious gift within us, and that's the power to think, the power to love, and the soul that houses the spirit. For all that is in heaven is ours, and we bring it here on earth. But we look for things so often, and we think the things will make us happy. We think the people will make us happy. But it is really true happiness, true joy is not in happenings, but it resides within us. The power that is bestowed upon us that we can use in all circumstances, in any situation. That's recognizing that spirit is. And as Reverend Helen said, and we are. That God is, I am. And can you imagine waking up and saying that every day? That God is, I am. That's your gift. And seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and everything else will be added unto you. Because there's a true understanding and a true awareness that the power that is within each of us. It is in your hands to make it great and give strength to all. Now, therefore, our God, we thank you and praise you. You gave us the kingdom, a world that you entrusted for us to rule. And so we got to change our thinking in order to change our world. Last week, Reverend Gerald told you to stop turning that TV and listening to all of that stuff and being inundated with it, because it is a lot of mess out there, a lot of it. but we all contributing by our thinking, by our words, by our beliefs, by what we trust in and don't trust in. But we can change it right now. Our recognizing where our abundance of life, our prosperity, overflowing comes to us when we speak the word, God. I can't tell you what he's done for me. You don't know like I know what he's done for me, but he had to do it for me by doing it through me. The spirit within, that's your gift. All of this stuff will come and go and change, but the power that's within us is eternal. We look and we talk about religion, which is only a door of spiritual understanding, and we choose to walk through. This teaching could be in all religions. Religion is what we choose to learn about ourselves and God. That's all religion is. But we have to really pick up and awaken to our spirituality. That's what gets us through. Your spiritual truth, not your stuff, because you can't take it with you. We can enjoy, we can be grateful for it, but the real power, the real thing that we need is right here within. The ability to think and call something forth. That's some power right there. The ability to truly love unconditionally. That's some power right there. To truly know that we're housing the greatest power on earth. That's our power right there. We are divided by religion, politics. Divided because everybody thinks they know best. But there's only one power. There's only one way, and that is thinking, speaking, and acting accordingly. We are to dive deep in what we say we believe, for we allow our humanness, our lives in the physical to take over, and that dulls our sensibility of our true nature, our spiritual power to overcome the physical challenges. Reverend Paul and I have been talking with Reverend Amon for a while about how the churches appear to be dying. And that's because we haven't been talking about healing. When you can talk about and testify about what God has done for you by doing it through you, you bring your ears to hear and open your mouth to speak. There is nothing more powerful than your word over yourself. Speak over yourself. When you have pain, speak to it. Get thee behind me. You are evicted. You can't live here in this body temple. That's why we got to talk with authority, like we truly believe we're housing the most powerful gift within us. And we are. And it has nothing to do with color. It has nothing to do with age. It has nothing to do with the texture of your hair. It has to do with your belief, your trust, and your unwavering faith. Our spiritual power allows us, helps us, assists us in tapping into that is greater than our circumstances. In 2 Peter 1:3, God has given each of us everything needed for a great life through our knowledge of what we have within. Unique abilities, skills given by the Holy Spirit to be victorious. Every step of our journey, the gifts of the Spirit is within us. Every step of the way. It's only when we turn away that we forget whose we are and who we are and how much power we have. God never moves from us. We move from God because we're looking outside to get the help that we need. And the help that we need comes from the inside. This thing we call living is an inside job. The Spirit of God chose you and me to ride along with. Every day, every moment of every day, God is riding with us. So let God take the wheel, because we really don't know how to drive. We have what we need. The gift is for everyone. No one is left out. And that's why we have to look beyond personality and character. Because we got a lot of people know how to act up real good, but still, they still belong to God. They still are God's child. And that's where that unconditional love comes from. Looking beyond appearances and the way that somebody acts, because you don't know what they've been through. And when they act up in front of you, we're supposed to bless it. When we see people arguing, we don't say, peace be still. We want to see what's going to happen next. When we see discord, we're supposed to speak peace over it. When somebody hurts our feelings, remember, you have chosen to have your feelings hurt. You could have made another decision. This gift that we have, we all have it. And we're supposed to love and respect one another, knowing that all of us, sonship, daughtership, we eliminate ourselves based on what we think we know. All things work together for the good. For the very circumstances in our living that seem heartbreaking or evil can and will turn into joy when we stay steadfast and refuse to see anything but God in it, looking beyond appearances. Great truths are timeless, but cultures, generations, and patterns of thinking changes. And this teaching, as well as all teachings, should continue to teach us our connection with Spirit, how we develop that connection as an intimate relationship. Do you have an intimate relationship with God where you really feel safe? You feel special. You feel worthy. That's an intimate relationship, because the physical ones will come and go. And you may be blessed to make it 50, 60 years, 70 years. You may. But chances are. But that intimate relationship with God is eternal. And it's what's going to maneuver you through all the trials and tribulations of life. Activate your gifts and your powers. All spiritual power is ours to use and enjoy. But if we don't declare it, if we don't affirm it, it can do no thing for us, for it needs us to do it through. For God, that's recognizing God. The steps of our teaching. Recognition. Recognizing the power that we're working with. And then unification. That is hooking and linking and knowing that we are one with it. And then the realization that all things are possible. Not some things and not for some people, but all things are possible when we work that power within us. The Spirit within is our gift. And we're buying Christmas trees and spending money and putting on, and that stuff, half stuff people don't even like what you buy. But you can give of yourself. You can give love. And that's a healer for the world that we were entrusted to take care of. You are more special than anything we can buy. The Spirit within is the gift. May we do some unwrapping today. For by our right use of the true power, we shall be what we were created to be, what we ought to be. We should realize that that third step in our science of mind teaching, that third step, the realization that healing is possible. But the healing first has to take place in mind. Because when the mind is healed, then everything else falls into place. Mind over matter. So heal your mind. We cry and we holler and we want the body to be healed. But if you think in sickness, your body going to keep serving it to you. If you think in lack, nothing will show up. Because that's what you're calling forth. So I pray that we truly understand this 40-day prosperity plan, that we awaken to not just things, but we awaken to that gift that's within. That is the power to work with and grab a hold of joy and peace and love. I mean, real love. Peace beyond our human understanding. Power is to be used in positivity, in healing ways. Divine power, rightly used by me, by you, brings us that joy that we're seeking. So our 40-day prosperity plan, 40 represents transformation, renewal, growth, stability, solid foundation, balance, progress, encouragement from the divine realm. 4 corners covers all bases. So when we're thinking about that spirit within, that's our gift, then everything else will be covered. Instead of just chasing this or chasing them or running from them, whatever we're doing, instead of going all these different ways, we can stand still, we can be still and know that the spirit within is my gift. And then when you truly feel that, you become a magnet, and then everything just starts attaching itself to you. Overflow. You know, when the windows of heaven open up and pour you out blessings you have not room to receive, that's really understanding that the spirit within me is the greatest gift possible. And everything else starts to just come. Why? Because you have a sense about yourself. You feel the presence of God always with you. No matter what comes. Okay, Lord, what is this for? Okay, Lord, why did they come in my life? And then be quiet and listen. God will tell you. God will show you. You will awaken to whatever circumstances we face. And we face some, plenty of them. But guess what? We still here. With another opportunity, another chance to prove and demonstrate your divinity. That I am a son of God. I am a daughter of God. And when you can claim that and truly believe in it, not just say it out of your mouth, but feel it in every fiber of your being, your life will change. When you change, your life will change. So our 40-day prosperity plan should, when followed and believed in, will cover every aspect of our life. And our Daisha has made some booklets, 40 Days of Prosperity. And you got to do something every day. It's like a journal. She has some for you for those that want to follow it. And you could jot down every day your blessings and what you're feeling. And can you imagine doing that every day for 40 days? The infinite possibilities that will pour into your life. That's why I say every day we have to make a spiritual deposit. See, I know if we could go to the bank every day and make a deposit, we could hardly sleep because we're waiting on the next day. But guess what? The spirit within, that's your real gift. Make a deposit in that every day. It will change your life. You will look different. You know, they talk about people that have a glow. That's because they know something special is going on up in here. That's it. You see people with everything just seems to come to them. That's because they're walking in their power. That's because they're believing in something that's more powerful than anything tangible. Everything we get is a blessing. Be grateful. But you got the greatest gift in you. Be grateful. Be grateful. May we stand still and praise the power of truth. Not yours and not mine, but the truth that sets us free. to love without our human conditions, to be kind even though there's not room for it, but to be kind. That changes you already. When you can look beyond circumstances, troubles, trials, and tribulations, diagnoses, when you can pierce through that with the power that's within you. See, that's what I need you to get, that you can pierce through anything because you got that power in you. It ain't going to come from outside. It's going to come from the inside. See, this right here, you wrapping up and housing a spiritual power. Can you just think about that? Here I am. God is willing to ride with me. I must be special. God must have a plan for me. You are, I am, we are masterpieces. Masterpieces. So I need you to act like it. I need you to think it all the time. And we ain't talking about being cocky or conceited. I'm talking about being confident. Before you even arrive, they see your light. They can sense the presence of God within you. They realize that the spirit within is a gift. That's it. Keep walking in your path. Be patient. When all your patience has run dry, look within. Lord, let me feel your presence in this moment, in this circumstance. Lord, let me see you working through this. Let me see you. Lord, help my unbelief. Lord, help me to keep my mouth closed sometime. You got one mouth and two ears. We need to be listening more. No discord. When you recognize the spirit that's within is the gift. No pressures, no demands, no dis-ease. No, you and I are wrong or right. We don't have to judge anything. Live and let live. Infinite mind knows us as a clear channel vessel to demonstrate through. It's up to us if we're willing. Our Matthew quality is our willingness to be still and know, to listen, to affirm over your body, over your relationships, over your finances. Affirm the wealth of God. The health of God is right where I am. This that I'm feeling, this that I'm growing through is only temporary. This too shall pass. And that should make you excited already because God is doing something and this will be gone. God is doing something and what I need will find me. What you're looking for is looking for you. But we can't see for looking. How else will your prosperity show up? How else will your needs be met if you don't recognize that you're housing the power that you need to have and get anything? And until we truly awaken to our divinity, we will keep tripping over ourselves. And life will keep showing up like you don't want it to. But the moment we awaken, the moment that we affirm the Father and I are one and truly mean it and believe it, live like it, sleep like it, walk like it, talk like it. And the more you practice it, the more you will believe it. But if you don't put nothing in, you can't get nothing out. If we are not disciplining ourselves to pray, declare, and speak it, it's not going to happen on its own. And whatever it is needed, it needs our voice, our word, a right mind, a heart, a soul to say, I believe. It was written in Matthew 19:26, with God all things are possible. They had to come because the human looked at his conditions and said, believe that I can be healed from this. Believe I can find the right partner. Believe I can have unity in my relationships. Believe that my bank account is overflowing. Believe that I can do whatever I want to do. Why? Because we're sons and daughters of the Most High God. Too many of us don't believe. We believe in commercials. We believe in the 200 channels on news, but not the voice inside that leads, guides, and directs every second, every moment, every hour, every day of our lives. Move that ego and that bloated nothingness and that self-preservation out of the way. Let the divine circuits work for you. Recognize I am perfect being living under perfect conditions, knowing that good is my reality. Good is my reality. This is looking beyond my present circumstances, continuously looking on the brighter side of life. And then that's when you can truly live. When you can look beyond the issues. Because when we keep talking about the issues, we empower them. And they get bigger and bigger. But when we can turn it around by turning our thinking around, something new happens. Suddenly the issue is gone. That's because you're thinking differently. And that power that we use to think transforms, it renews, it inspires, it heals, it lifts up. But we got to do the speaking, we have to do the affirming. And you keep doing it until you start to believe it. I remember I had some issues with a couple of people, and I knew that I could not get up here and preach to y'all and holding stuff against people. So I knew I had to get up and sit at my prayer table and speak my word. Now, when I first sat at that prayer table, I didn't want to make up with them. But I did it until I got there. You got to begin somewhere. And when you know that you're doing the right thing and right is going to come back to you, you keep sitting there until forgiveness is the order of your life. We have the ability to call forth things created out of love, given choice and dominion, and then free will. And we treat one another like we're not free. Now, if God created us to be free, who are we to try to bind anybody? Spirit within is our gift. How then shall we use it? There is power greater than human circumstances, and we have been blessed and gifted to utilize it. We have been taught a very simple and direct approach to God, to Spirit, Creator, Father, our good, to recognize its presence, to know we are one with it, realizing it can be done whatever it is. For the one who finds themselves in God will discover at the center of their being the very nature of your divinity. Our circumstances haven't changed us, who God created us to be. Whatever we've been through, God still has need of you and me. So be open, be receptive, be willing to walk your spiritual path. Be willing. The spirit within, that is the gift. Ernest Holmes says in chapter 4, Soul, on the Trinity of being Father, Daughter, Son, the Holy Spirit, Spirit, soul, and body. Father, Spirit being God, Son, and daughter being soul. You and I are the soul of God. Treat yourself such as, treat each other such as that. And you change your life when you utilize your divinity, your divine self. Everything starts to unfold. We don't have to think about yesterday is gone. Leave it right where it is in the past and move yourself toward this glorious future that's awaiting your recognition. Ernest Holmes says that the soul is a vessel, a medium, a conduit, a space which within the spirit can operate. The gift that means God is saying, what can I do for you? But whatever I do for you, I got to do it through you. Open up and let me in. Open your eyes and your mind and recognize me. I'm right here, son. I'm right here, daughter. What do you need? What can I do for you by doing it through you? I'm your gift. Unwrap me. What you want? Will Aretha say what you want? Baby, I got it. That's what God says. What you need, you know I got it. And all God is saying, all I'm asking is for a little respect. What is spirit? The part of us that enables us to be self-conscious, to be knowers and doers. Our daughtership and sonship, we are in the family of beauty, goodness, and fairness. We are mental, spiritual, and divine. And we come to church to remember that. So that as you leave here, you remember that I am a masterpiece. When you wake up in the morning, you remember that I am a masterpiece. And then you tune in on Wednesdays to be refreshed. And then you do your work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Every day you got to do some work. Every day you got to make a deposit in your own life. So our 40-day prosperity. The metaphysical meaning of prosperity is the consciousness of God as the abundant, everywhere presence, resources unfailing, ready for all who open themselves to it through our faith. Prosperity is based on consciousness of the idea of God's abundance back of all things, healing, right relationships, peace. That's what we're talking about, prosperity. Whatever you need in your life, as long as you make this deposit in this and read this and follow this every single day, I promise you, by January 9th, y'all gonna be clamoring up here to give your testimony. So for all who is interested, hold your hands up. Our ushers will pass them out. And remember, you don't never have to suffer unless you choose to. You can move beyond and past it. When I allow my current circumstances to dictate how I feel, I'm not trusting and believing in God. God is our resource. All things are provided for us, through us, by our Creator. It is necessary for us to cultivate this ideal, to truly understand the prosperity of living is not things, but understanding of our oneness, our unity with God, the provider of all. The spirit within is the gift. Don't wait for a day to unwrap it. Start unwrapping it now. So I want you all to go through this, and today what we can do is affirm day one together. So day one looks like this. And see, when you go over these, you're going to go over these 4 times. You're going to complete the 10, and then you're going to start over, and you're going to do it 4 times. And that is covering everything, completeness, and then you can monitor what you've been thinking and how you feel. Don't skip a day. You got 24 hours to remember to pick up this booklet. Everybody have one? Okay, do you see one? All right, let's do that together. God is lavish, unfailing abundance, the rich, omnipresent substance of the universe. This all-providing source of infinite prosperity is individualized as me, the reality of me. So I want you, when you get home, to write what this means to you, what it feels like. And as I said, I'm going to have Reverend Amon, because we've been talking about this. We need to do some demonstrations. We need to show that God is real in our lives. And this should assist us. But I'm going to have Reverend Amon, after we get through, to come and close us out, because you're going to feel the conversation Reverend Paul and I have been having with him. You can feel something. God is placing something on him to give to us. So the spirit within is your gift. Amen? Amen. Peace and blessings.